All right, so I'm the Unspotted Hood. I'm the CEO and founder of Uncommonn. And what we do is we have a marketplace where we curate basically the best designers in the world, all in one place. I am here with the CEO of Cide, Kenzo.
What's going on, man?
How are you, man?
You?
Good?
I'm good, man. Everything is copacetic, just quarantining with the family, taking it one day at a time, but at the same time, letting the creative juices just flow out there while we have this time to really reflect on ourselves and, spend time at home with loved ones.
So how's that like working from your home and having everything set up?
It's perfect now because, you can wake up 2 or 3 in the morning. You don't even have to go step outside. I just, walk, take a knee, thank the man, and get back to the money,
I love that.
Get right back in the office. Anytime, it's just so convenient, if a new idea wakes me up in the middle of the night, I can just get up and just start working on it, what I'm saying? Bring that into fruition. I put it out there into the universe. Also Instagram, and depending on the feedback, I'll move forward with production or not. But having the home office is amazing right now, especially during these times.
I want to sort of circle back a little bit and hear from you. What is your personal journey and where did you start from and how did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, my personal journey, well, it started all the way in South America. I was born in Guyana. Around like 3 years old, came to Brooklyn. Was raised in Brooklyn for some while, went to Pennsylvania, then came back to New York because more opportunity here. But in between that, it was some good times, but definitely some rough times that molded me into the person that I am today, and gave me the sharp mindset that I have and the ambition to just be relentless with this and just go as hard as possible.
Yeah. So talking about those tough times for a second, obviously, in that journey, it left you in a period of homelessness at one point, and how did that shape you, and how did it feel, and how did you really get out of that and take control of your life?
Yeah, I remember the first day. It was, oh shit, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I remember that it was the first day. The first day actually sleeping outside, like in a park bench, was actually my birthday. I think it was like my 16th or 15th birthday. And, I just remember telling myself like, yo, man, like I may not have the ability to control things right now, but the minute I do, I'm going to take it very serious and I'm going to make sure that I'm never in this situation ever again in my life, Um, it was just like I just had an epiphany that night, man. That was one long night, um, and like I said, it was just telling myself, yo, this is the worst. This is like a nightmare. So I'm gonna make sure I never have to go through this nightmare ever again. Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
and speaking of that, so like that night, obviously you told yourself then that when I get the opportunity, I'm gonna take it. When did
Yeah.
that opportunity come?
Oh, I had to manifest it, man. It came. It didn't come like just like that. It was definitely some testing times. You know what I'm saying? God first was testing me, then He started blessing me. So it was yeah, it was some testing times, man. I just remember one of the worst, just being one of the worst times where um our lights and everything was shut off, lights and water or whatever like that. And this was the most embarrassing thing, man. Our lights and water were shut off. We were getting evicted, and I had to fucking shit in like a fucking plastic bag and like throw the shit out the fucking house, man. That was like the low. I think that was the lowest. And like I'm doing this, and I'm like, yo, I'm looking at myself like, yo, it really got to be more to life than fucking this. Like this is horrible,
Yeah.
Um, that shit scarred me for life, man. It scarred me for life, and like I said, it just really molded me into being a different type of beast. Through this journey, I see a lot of people, that get complacent or they slow down or whatever. But to me, it's like I just can't because I just really don't want to go back to that lifestyle. So
Yeah.
it was like Yeah, it was really, it was like really, the minute I had the opportunity grind. So the opportunity for me came when, I'm 17 years old at this time, and the recruiter told me that, you just got to do one weekend a month and then 2 weeks in the summertime. So I'm thinking, all right, light, they're gonna pay for college. And I'm planning on going to college or whatever like that. But then I ended up getting deployed to the Middle East.
Shit.
So initially they were like, yeah. So initially this is around 2011, 12. So initially they were like, um, we're gonna go to Iraq. So I'm like, damn, man, I'm like 18, 19 at the time, like
Wasn't
shit,
in the
like this
plan,
is,
huh?
it wasn't written out for me like that, but everything does happen for a reason because, I had another epiphany out there, which was like, there is more for me out there, I just felt like, yo, it's something out there that I need to be doing, but you know what?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna ride the wave until I figure it out. I ended up coming back from that deployment. I had met this guy who his name is Gerard Powell. I'll be sure that's like one of my biggest motivators. And
yeah,
he was an entrepreneur. This is like one of the first times ever, hearing about an entrepreneur. So that was a big factor. That was the epiphany coming back after the deployment. And I said, hey man, you gotta just get it. My big chance came after that deployment. Obviously, I got a little bit of money to start up, and I just invested that money. I had a brand actually. It was called Aura by Nature. Um, it wasn't like where I wanted it to be. It
mm,
was more like you could say a t-shirt brand,
yeah.
and they were charging me a lot of money just to make like one sample. Like I just wanted this. You can tell by my style now. Like I wanted more than just a picture on a shirt.
Yeah, for real.
so
You got everything
so
going on.
yeah, so they would charge me. They would tell me just to make one shirt, 150, $200, and I'm like,
Wow.
that's too much. Yeah, so I figured out, yo, man, if I could figure out how to do this myself, I could really turn this up. I could turn it up a notch. So,
Yeah.
manifestation. I met this dude. He actually knew how to sew. I was like, wow, this is crazy. I never met anyone that sews. So I was
So
like, this is amazing. He gave me a few pointers. We were working together for some time. Um, and that was it. He gave me like really the push, and I just took off running with that. And I just started researching on my own, YouTube and everything, how to sew, how to set this up, uh, and then just started getting anything on my own. I started putting out designs, and people were like really liking them.
yeah,
And then I'm like, wow, this is really crazy. Like I was like, this motherfuckers like bullshitting me, or like do they really like this shit? Like is it
yeah,
like are they just saying this just to say it? So um, I started getting orders, and like the first order was like a rush. It was like, oh, this is amazing. This is a cool
how did
deal.
that feel? Like that first order after everything sort of that went on in your
Yo,
life,
we got like
having
it
that
was like
having
three
that brand.
orders, three. It was like 3 or 4 orders on the first official day that we launched. So it was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm making money. The
Yeah.
entrepreneur life, it's up from here. Um, and I was just really surprised that people were buying and stuff. And from there, it started getting crazier because I was like, all right, I got to create another design now. So I created some new gear to wear or whatever like that, and I started getting orders in fucking the UK. Then I was getting shit in like Botswana and Africa, and I was getting shit in Australia, France, all these places. And yeah, like, before I knew it, like the first like year and a half of launching the brand, we was already selling in like 70 different countries. So it was
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, all right, I'm definitely onto something now. Like this is,
Yeah,
I'm
like
pretty
this is
sure
some good
like
stuff I'm doing.
yeah, it's like either the internet is just really, really good to me right now, or like I'm on to something. And I would ask some other brands like, "Yo, do you guys like starting off? We were making really good money already, so it was like, or like I would ask other brands like, "Are you guys making this? Like, then
Yeah,
am I making too much, too little? Like, could I
yeah,
go harder? Like, what?" And a lot of them would tell me, "No, man, you're doing really good for starting off. Like,
yeah,
like not even a year, and all these countries is really good." To basically sum all of that up into one little sentence is that
yeah,
no matter the adversity or whatever the hell I was going through, or how much money I lost or whatever, I always focused on my destination and not my situation, because I knew the destination was going to be way better than the situation. So I would always focus just positive forward thinking, like, all right, we're going through this. How can we adjust? How can we make this better?
see, so this first year, it went really well, and selling in 70 different countries, which, to be honest, is for a first year as a fashion brand, as you said, like Not a lot of other people have done that. This is your company. What's the proudest moment you can think of?
I have a few, man. It was the 70 selling in the 70 plus countries worldwide. The second was when I made, like, the brand was still pretty young, and we made about, it was almost $2,000 in a day. And at that time I started feeling like, yo, it's only a matter of time. Like it gotta just go up from here. So that
Yeah.
was the second. That was like the second best, and then third it was just like um one of the third best ones was actually one of my idols, Biggie Smalls,
Yeah.
and I actually did a collab with his daughter on some sweatpants and stuff like
No
that.
way.
Yeah, his daughter has a brand as well, and I did a collab with her. I'll send you over the photos and stuff, and it was right before the quarantine, so we didn't really get a chance to do a photo shoot yet. But once it's over, I definitely want to do a photo shoot with her. But that was definitely a proud moment because it was like, yo, man, I grew up on Biggie Smalls, like, being in Brooklyn, like Biggie is like, like legend level. So
Hmm.
I listen to Biggie like every day too. So to just be a part of not only his daughter's, like, future and stuff like that, but also mine at the same time, and it's intertwined. From the music
Yeah.
into the fashion, it's all intertwined, and that was a really proud moment of mine as well.
Speaking of your family, you've mentioned to me a
Yeah.
couple times as well how important they are to you. And in general, how important of a role do they play in your success?
Oh, definitely. Yo, like, I don't think anything comes out of this office unless it gets the okay from my wife. She's a big factor. She'll let you know. I asked her about 1,000 times. If I move something over an inch, I'm asking her, like, hey, what do you think about it here? What do you think about it
Yeah.
over here? My daughter too as well. She's very stylish, so I'll
An
ask her.
eye for fashion?
She'll Yeah, already, and she'll say,
Nice.
"Ooh, daddy, that's fire," because she doesn't say inspired. So she say, "Daddy, that's fire," and then or if she doesn't like it, she'll tell me, "Shit, nah, I don't like it,"
Yeah.
which is great because I need that, like, I don't need I don't need them feeling bad or be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna tell them I like it even though I don't really like it." No, I need them to be 100% with me, and I feel like they've been like that through the whole journey. My son, on the other hand, he just watches me now, so hopefully when he gets older, he'll probably more than likely have an eye for it too.
Yeah.
But as for family and stuff like that, yeah, we just move as a unit and really just try to tackle every obstacle one by one, and just continue to put out dope stuff.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, man. That's amazing. And
Hmm.
also, so obviously, you've spoken about ethical clothing as well, sort of producing stuff in the right way. So why did you decide to go in that direction? Because obviously, there's temptations in, wanting to have the biggest sort of profit margins you can get. There's temptations in, doing it, yeah, in the
It
way
was
where you could potentially be making more money. But at the end of the day, it's, especially for Uncommon, ethical clothing is one of our most important factors because we believe fashion should be for good. But what was the reasons behind you going in that direction?
well, I think everyone at Side is just forward thinking. We're just forward thinking people, constantly looking into the future. And what I'm saying, because you can't live in the past. You gotta live in the future. And where fashion is headed now is everything has to be ethically produced. And not only that, it's just the right thing to do. You don't want to be wearing a shirt or pants or whatever like that, and hear that someone lost their arm or leg just for you to wear this shirt.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, it's just it's an art form, but I mean, it really just something. It's clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
replaceable, but you can't replace a life or anything like that. So the ethical production to me is a big thing because we just want to do things the right way, and we want to be in this business for a long time. So we're
yeah,
not gonna take shortcuts in case just to increase profits or anything like that. Because it's not about the money. If you do things the right way, the money's gonna come. The profits would be quicker and easier for you got this made in a sweatshop, but at the same time, we want to eliminate that. We want to have a level playing field for everyone, not only wearing the clothes but also making the clothes.
I love sort of, the rise of streetwear, and I love what it means
Yeah,
to a lot of cultures. I love how it, comes in, it sort of interplays with art in a lot of ways. In order to bring those two together, ethical fashion and streetwear.
we have the same views on it and stuff like that. I know you guys, you see the future of it being sustainable and ethical and stuff like that. I feel like streetwear will head in that direction as well too. Because
Yeah,
streetwear right now it's the hottest thing, and the younger generation, they control this. The way things are now, I feel like in the future there's gonna be a whole lot more people doing it themselves out there
Yeah,
to increase that ethical production, you know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like the way the future is going, they're already like printing clothes. In the future, you get your printer at home, whatever like that. You get your USB, you purchase it, and you plug in your USB, and you can print your clothes out. So I feel like
yeah.
they're definitely gonna eliminate that, and I feel like streetwear is definitely gonna be on board, and if not, probably leading it.
The streetwear is powerful. It can be a pillar to, really change things. That's one of the biggest things we believe in, is especially working with up and coming designers who are growing in this industry. They often have that real personal, authentic meaning, such as yours, behind your brand. And for example, for me, my personal opinion on fashion is every time I wake up in the morning, I get the opportunity to express myself, to wear something, and
Exactly.
speaking of, I'm wearing a side jacket right
Yeah.
now. And
Exactly.
for me, this jacket represents, sort of, this specific one is like, I'm fashionable, I'm street, but I'm also in a business vibe. What does fashion represent to you specifically?
Fashion is like I agree totally with you. It's a representation of self. It's an art form. It's just so much. I don't even know how I can put it into words. It's
Yeah,
just like it's a huge thing because even like you look at the situation now with Corona and stuff like that. It's fashion designers that are stepping up around the world that are
yeah.
producing these face masks and trying to keep everyone safe.
Especially in times of hardship like right now, fashion can be,
Exactly.
something that can help people and make people feel
Exactly.
good. If they have to go to the shops in a face mask, they might as well be looking fresh, right?
Exactly. I agree 100%. Not only that, you look good, you feel good. I'm a big
Yeah,
believer in that. When I design, I always think, I like to produce pieces sometimes that may be a conversation starter. Like, oh my God, I love your match, your
yeah.
shirt, your pants. Where'd you get that? Oh, I got it from this. Da, da, da. I like your pants too as well. Where you
No,
from? I like that. That's how I think when I'm making my clothes because I don't want it to be too much out there where it's screaming at someone, but just a subtle, like, hey, oh, that's dope. Da, da, da. We can
yeah,
start a conversation and bring the world together. Really, honestly, through fashion.
that's beautiful, man. That's sick.
Yeah.
What's how do you see the future of Cide? Like, let's say 5 years from now,
Mhm.
you mentioned you have that vision, you have the direction of where you want to be. What's that for you in terms of Cide?
When I go to sleep at night, I say this is the best brand in the world. Honestly, I say it every night. I just see it as being as one of the best brands in the world for some time. Um, or if not, in someone's personal opinion, then definitely up there with the greatest brands. Um, I feel like once we get to that level or that pinnacle, we can contribute or even control the avenues of fashion. We can be the
Yeah,
trendsetters that
yeah,
the youth want to see because I just feel like we have that fresh new feeling and we're coming hard with it because I'm gonna give everyone when you rock the clothes some way somehow I want you to feel like all right I may have a jacket that look like someone else but this jacket here is my jacket because it
yeah,
got my name in it you know what I'm saying? Or it
yeah,
has
yeah,
this in there or I
yeah.
customized it just a little bit.
Hmm.
I want every piece of garment in the brand basically to be customizable. Of this thing I just wish that this was a little bit or they trimmed this a little
Yeah,
bit
like
different
those slight
and I would
details.
have bought it. Yeah, exactly. So I just want everything to be customizable, especially, even in stores. Like, you walk in there, hey, can you guys alter this a little bit or make this fit me a little bit more like this? I want to be
Yeah,
that brand that does that. And I feel like that's what will separate us. Eventually they'll copy us. But I want to be that brand that starts that and that's
yeah,
pushing that and that's what the people are proud of. That's why people will be proud to wear Side, because that's where we have the people's minds and hearts at at in our thoughts at all times.
yeah,
They are the number one. We want to see people be, different and individual because everyone's an individual, and we want them to stand out without doing too much.
yeah.
So that's what I feel. That's what I see for Side in the future, man. It's definitely going to be one of the a powerhouse brand. We're gonna stay with the fresh designs, something new, always keep our fans on their toes. We want to shock you. Like every
Yeah.
article of clothing that's put out, we want to be like, damn, I didn't see this coming. Like, oh shit, I
Mhm.
didn't know they would do this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And not only that, but definitely also want to incorporate technology within the clothing. I want the brand to be 20 years into the future. I don't ever want it to be planned for today or 2020. I'm thinking
Yeah.
2040 by now, you know? So that's what I feel. That's how I see the future of the brand. And that's, what I'm trying to manifest. And that's why I feel like we'll be one of the big powerhouses in the brand, in the fashion industry.
Actually, my last question for you is,
Mhm.
how do you see the future of fashion developing? Like, in terms of the actual industry itself.
Like you hit on some key points, definitely. So I definitely agree with you. I think that in the future, it's gonna have to be green, or else people are just not gonna accept it. They probably wouldn't even
Yeah.
take it serious. Like, why is your brand not recycling? Why is you're gonna get a
Yeah.
lot of heat for that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like fashion, you got to get with the times, or you get lost in the time. So
Yeah.
if you're not forward thinking and trying to put your brand out there as green friendly, environmentally friendly, then they're just gonna get left behind. I wouldn't put nothing out there in the universe unless I was like 100% satisfied with the quality,
Yeah.
or else I'm
Yeah.
gonna have issues sleeping. So,
It's a good value to
yeah,
build your brand on. Nah, cool, man. I mean, that's all the time we have today. But look, it's
yeah,
honestly been a pleasure going through all of this
yeah,
story
man, I
and
loved it.
talking about the fashion industry with you. Hopefully next time we can do this in person.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I think after this quarantine's over, I'm definitely probably gonna hop on a flight.
It'll be work in LA. It's nice.
Yeah, exactly.